The live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Clouds and cooler than average temperatures stick around as we go into tomorrow, but how long will it last? I'll have that answer coming up in your 5 for 6 forecast.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 4, a park in Columbia County looking for volunteers for a creek cleanup this weekend. We'll tell you how you can take part.
Plus, preparing for pregnancy, nutrition, and dealing with postpartum depression. How to get your questions answered.
And a nonprofit that's creating a safe space for kids in foster care. How it's making a real difference with the Department of Social Services. As Your News at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with a call for all nature lovers to help clean up a Columbia County park. Volunteers are needed to pick up trash along Reed Creek this Saturday.
Hannah Latier now with how you can get involved.
Experts here at Reed Creek Park tell me water levels in the creek and wetlands have been higher than usual for this time of year. This has a lot of benefits for the animals that live here, but there are also some
This is a monthly test of the emergency alert system. This is a coordinated monthly test of the broadcast stations of your area. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. If this had been an actual emergency, such as a tornado watch, tornado warning, flash flood warning, or a hurricane warning, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This station serves the state of South Carolina and the Columbia area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
I'll have more details on that coming up in your 5 for 6 forecast.
All right, Miller, thank you so much. An upcoming event will help women in the planning, pregnancy, and postpartum phases of life. News Channel 6's Renata Dubose joins us now in the studio with a look at what the public can expect.
Infertility, access to care while pregnant, and postpartum depression. These are the issues many women face when trying to expand their families. But the CSRA Perinatal Expo will be the place to get help with everything you need to know. The annual event put on by AmeriGroup will take place at the Kroc Center next weekend. Those who attend will hear from several speakers and attend more intimate breakout sessions, as well as talk one-on-one with vendors, all focused on pregnancy and maternal health. OBGYN Dr. Donna Adams Pickett says she will be there sharing information in a talk called Baby University.
You get lots of information, and at the end of this university, instead of getting a diploma, we give you a human. So I'm going to talk about all the things you need to know to make sure that you're collaborating with your physician in a way so that you can do the best for your pregnancy.
The CSRA Perinatal Expo takes place on Saturday, October 7th from 10 a.m. until noon at the Kroc Center in Augusta. It is free, and there will be tons of giveaways too. Now remember the Finding Hope Fertility Freedom Special Barclay Bishop and I brought you a few months ago? Well, we will be there presenting our stories at this expo. We hope to see you there.
All right, thank you so much, Renetta. Federal funding for Georgia's Child Care Stabilization Program ends this month. During the height of COVID, Congress approved money to help stabilize child care across the nation. The Georgia Department of Early Care and Learning received $2 billion and used half of it for Stable Forward. About 86% of Georgia child care programs took advantage of the Stable dollars to help with scholarships, staff bonuses, and faculty enhancements. While payments ended this month, they have until June 2024 to use the money.
We still have ongoing projects that are continuing to flow and help financially with child care programs through September of 2024. that kind of goes back to the Fed sent it to us in 3 different buckets with 3 different timelines and 3 different requirements. So although this large amount does end, there are several different projects that are continuing to invest in childcare.
Join us for News Channel 6 at 7 to hear how Stable Ford impacted a local child care center and what their plans are moving into the future.
There are nearly 400,000 children in foster care all across the country. We certainly see it here at home. One organization has come to this area now to help make a difference. Here's Graham Lee.
The state of South Carolina is one of many in a youth housing crisis, with almost 4,000 children currently in foster care. But some of the areas feeling the crunch are right here in the CSRA.
Yes, poverty exists in McCormick. Poverty exists in every county. I mean, I live in Aiken County. It's in Aiken County, too.
According to the Department of Social Services, 32.6% of children in McCormick County are living in areas of concentrated poverty. But thanks to a new partnership with the nonprofit group LilyPad, they're making a difference.
We're coming alongside Department of Social Services because our spaces are in their offices. So we have a 5-year plan from when we started of having a LilyPad space in every Department of Social Services office across the state of South Carolina.
LilyPad serves young people who are in the foster care system, giving them space within the DSS office that can make them feel right at home.
So we are installing living room type spaces for these children to always have a space prepared for them anytime they're in the office, whether that's waiting for placement or visiting with family or meeting with their attorney. The rooms are there and available for them.
The McCormick County location is LilyPad's 12th in South Carolina.
This is a great place. What they did was they came in our office and they took a room and they completely redid it. And now it looks like, honestly, a living room you find in a house.
Tice says as they continue to address this ever-growing issue, they need more help from the communities they serve.
We all can be doing something, right? We all can be doing something to serve the children in our state, even if that does not mean bringing them into our home.
In McCormick, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Aside from their regular scheduled treatment, gynecological cancer patients from the Georgia Cancer Center are being pampered now by local beauty salons. Every year, the CSRA GYN support group partners with local spas, including massage therapists, people to help make these patients feel their very best. And with September being Ovarian and Uterine Cancer Awareness Month, the group says it is happy to put together Spa Day. They've been doing it for about 15 years now. How about luxury nails in Evans, one of the partners, making sure women look and feel beautiful?
A lot of our patients are also still working a full-time job or trying to work a full-time job while they're getting these treatments, taking care of a family, and they just don't really prioritize taking care of themselves for time just for themselves. They're trying to get through their treatments and then still live a life at the same time. So this tells them it's okay to take time to take care of themselves as well.
The GYN support group, one of the largest national grassroots level groups for gynecologic cancers, open to patients, survivors, and their loved ones. There's a new trail to stroll along at Tennessee Center Nature Park in Augusta. They had a ribbon cutting this morning for the handicap accessible trail. It's paved, so it can be used by folks in wheelchairs who use walkers, strollers, and it begins just off the visitors parking area.
It's a work in progress. This is just a start. We are at the goal, working with BEEF especially and GRI. They are helping us to get where this park, most of our trails are accessible to everybody. So this is just the start, and it will be welcome to everybody to come to the park and connect with the nature.
A $20,000 grant helped make this trail possible. Another $50,000 grant will help make other parts of the nature park accessible.
A $20,000 reward is still being offered to help solve a 10-year-old disappearance case in Jenkins County. L.C. Burroughs was last seen at his salvage yard on Highway 23 back in 2013. He left behind 2 daughters and grandchildren. Anyone with information on the disappearance of L.C. Burroughs should contact Special Agent Elizabeth Strickland with the GBI. The number is 912-871-1121. Funeral arrangements have been announced for a former WJBF host who died 2 weeks ago. George Cunningham hosted WJBF's Top 10 Dance Party. It aired for 16 years on Saturday afternoons. There she is with the late Terry Sams, Trooper Terry, at a reunion party. Her funeral is coming up Friday at 11 in the morning at St. Augustine of Canterbury Episcopal Church in Augusta. Georgia Cunningham was 79 years old. We'll be right back. Rooms to go.
Allendale County's new superintendent has big plans for the school system. There was a meeting last night. Dr. Valerie Cave was there to talk about plans to expand partnerships, create an advisory board, and work on student attendance.
The community has embraced me, and I'm ready to get to work to bring everything to Allendale we possibly could and to expand the opportunities for children to be successful.
In her first trip to Allendale, State Superintendent Ellen Weaver talked about her Hope Network initiative.
So the Hope Network stands for Helping Our Pupils Excel. And it's really about focusing on the fundamentals, ensuring that every student in Allendale can read on grade level, ensuring that they are able to do math on grade level, and most importantly, ensuring that when they leave Allendale Fairfax High School, that they are ready to go into the workforce, fully prepared for a great career.
Weaver also presented former student Orlando Turlong with his high school diploma. He was wrongly denied graduation due to credits.
You know, it broke me down because no child deserves for this to happen. And I feel like if only they had taken some time to pay attention to things, it could have been a whole lot different.
According to the district, there were glitches with his transfer of credit. Orlando says he plans to go to college and play sports.
Voters in Aiken got the chance to hear from 3 of 4 candidates vying for city and council seats. Political forum was held for the candidates Tuesday at the Cumberland AME Church in Aiken. Nikita Dennis reports.
Over the years, I've established relationships across this community. I've served on several boards and commissions. I've established relationships with businesses.
Gail Diggs and DeMarcus Sullivan are facing off for Aiken City Council District 1 seat. PK Hightower and James Hankinson are vying for the Aiken County Council District 8 seat. They all spoke on what they would do in those positions if elected.
I help the youth, kids, all over. I was a 2-sport star here, played that in high school, basketball, football. I put my heart, my soul into the community.
Voters will head to the polls for an Aiken County Council special election October 17th and City Council election on November 7th.
I have dedicated my life to helping other people because I was raised to know that much is given, much is expected.
James Hankinson was unable to take part last night at that forum because he had another scheduled event. Don't go away.
Miller Hyatt with the forecast for the rest of the work week in a moment.
I'm attorney Jamie. Here, no chance of precipitation at all with temperatures near the low 80s. Jenny?
All right. Thank you so much, Miller. New federal legislation has been introduced to ease school lunch debt, and it could mean more money for local districts.
But some organizations want more than just a way to pay off the debt, as Will Lewis reports.
School districts will not let a child go hungry, but they are keeping a running tab.
Unfortunately, unpaid school meal debt is a big problem, and it's growing.
New federal legislation introduced will wipe out all school lunch debt. That is over $262 million. On the local level, districts are still calculating the first month of debt for the 2023-24 school year. A spokesperson for Union County Public Schools says UCPS ended the 2022-23 school year with over $400,000 in school lunch debt. And a spokesperson with Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools says at the beginning of August 2023, 13,620 students had an unpaid meal balance of $447,073.67.
Eventually, the school district has to pay. That's considered a bad debt that can't be carried over once it's considered uncollectibles.
Those bad debts come due when a student graduates or moves from the district. Then the process starts all over again. The government paid for all meals during COVID, but that program has ended. 8 states have passed legislation for permanent free meals for all students. South Carolina lawmakers are discussing the issue, and Nevada is providing free meals for the current school year.
Unfortunately, a child in North Carolina has the same nutritional needs as a child in Nevada, and every child deserves equal access to these nutritious meals.
Until that happens, groups like the Social Nutrition Organization will advocate for healthy food minus the hefty price tag.
Now, federal lawmakers are talking about measures to provide every student with breakfast and lunch.
So far, nothing has been introduced, though. Coming up, there is a new way to play the iconic game of Pictionary.
Find out how artificial intelligence gets involved next.
When you've been hurt in
George St. Gentry lawyers at all nights.
A popular board game is going to let artificial intelligence make the decisions.
Mattel announced an updated version of its classic drawing game, Pictionary. Players try to draw the best picture and guess which ones the AI will recognize.
Pretty interesting. Users just scan a QR code to launch their AI on their phone. Players get points if the AI guesses their drawing correctly, and if their guess on which one it'll recognize is right. The game is set to release Monday.
That's still a bit over my head.
Yeah, we do feel AI creeping in, though.
It's creeping in.
Yes.
There is more coverage you can count on at 5:30.
Including from clothing to personal care items. Women pay more because of their gender. But that's
What?
not the, yeah,
I've never
apparently
heard that.
so. But that's not the only thing that's higher. Stay with us. My goodness.
I want to.
Gigantic fall truckload sale.
It's bow time.
A leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $5.99.
A leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $5.99. A deal so good it's worth repeating, but it won't last long. So much flavor. Eat and repeat while it lasts.
So much flavor.
It's bow time.
If I could be you, you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego, I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
You realize what?
Another day of cloudy skies and cooler temperatures tomorrow, but when will the warmth and sunshine return? I'll have that answer coming up in your Viper 6 forecast.
Now at 4:30, back in American custody, North Korea expels a youth. Plus, women are paying billions of dollars more than men for health care. We have ways to save money on doctor's visits. And Allendale County is welcoming a new superintendent. What the change of leadership means for students and staff. Your news at 4:30 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4:30.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. A U.S. soldier who ran across the 52nd GOP presidential debate is set to happen in California. The debate will feature some of the top names in the 2024 Republican primary, including former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. The GOP primary leader, former President Donald Trump, says he will not be at the event. Instead, he will be in Michigan meeting with UAW employees on strike.
To what extent is the shutdown going to be a question tonight? And is that a proxy for where these hopefuls stand on the Republican Party? Because that's what I'm going to look for.
The debate will take place at Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in California and is hosted by Fox News Channel. It starts at 9 p.m. A judge has ruled that former President Trump did commit fraud with his New York real estate empire. The judge ruled that Trump and his company repeatedly inflated values of assets by billions of dollars. Attorney General Letitia James asked for a judgment on one of the claims in her $250 million civil lawsuit against Trump and company. The case goes to trial next week. Healthcare can be expensive, but a new report is showing it's more expensive for women. New data from Deloitte supports the existence of pink taxes, where women pay higher prices for the same products as men. This includes insurance premiums. Women also spend $15 billion more every year for out-of-pocket medical expenses, but use health insurance plans 10% more often than men.
Breast cancer screening is more expensive than other types of cancer screenings, and I don't understand why that is, especially if it is, again, preventative care.
Experts suggest the best way to cut costs is to make sure every doctor's visit counts. This includes making a list of questions for your doctor so that you don't have to return as often. Heart patients in the CSRA have a new place to receive treatment. The cardiac catheterization lab at Doctors Hospital has been renovated with some major upgrades, and this includes installation of the newest wave of heart cath technology.
So this new technology allows us to capture better images of the heart and also reduce scanning time to speed up efficiency for our patients. Time is muscle when it comes to some sort of a blockage in the heart, and so we're so thrilled to be able to improve access and quality for our patients.
It's been nearly 10 years since the cath lab has been renovated. Allendale County got a chance to meet the new district.
Child trafficking in our schools.
It's something we don't talk about every day, and unfortunately we have to have those conversations because it's out there.
What are local schools doing to identify at-risk children, and what's being done to protect them?
Continuing to increase that awareness, I think, is the only hope that we have. We have a lot that we're not reaching. Adults need to be willing to step up.
A News Channel 6 special report, Hidden in Plain Sight, Tuesday on Good Morning Augusta.
Get exclusive offers on Hardy's app.
It's grand opening celebration for Interiors Market, the newest concept store by Weinberger's Furniture. Right now, save $250 off any purchase over $9.99. Save on everything in store and save on anything you customize to order. This coupon is on top of our already discounted furniture, mattresses, and accessories. Don't miss the celebration and deals.
Come see what's new.
Interiors Market, right across the street from Weinberger's Furniture.
Success